These are vintage motorcycles. This is Wes's first motocross race. We're at Cal VMX, vintage motocross. Welcome to Ride Apart.
I don't know what it is that you first saw in me. But I've got something to tell you. Things I have, I want to then I'll have what it is that you will need in me. I'll get myself together, and you will see I've changed for the better. Right here, right now, we can start it over. Right here, right now. Time to say that you really want me. Right here, right now. We can start it over and over right here.
So Wes and I have got a couple of bikes to ride. Wes has never done motocross before.
Never.
Oh, have fun.
Yeah, I'm a street rider.
Yeah. So,
They always say learn in the dirt first.
We can't see right now, so I'm shitting my pants.
this is so much better than my bike, so I dropped lucky. I got more horsepower.
This one's got billet triples and
Good grief.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been.
It's got Fox shock in the rear.
It's a beautiful, beautiful machine. This is where it all starts. Kids' bikes. Get your kids involved. Get them off the street. Get involved in a hobby. Kids' bikes, motocross, dirt riding. They'll love bikes for life. I want to go on this one. Look at that. Wow. Brings back memories.
It's time to say that you really want me. Right here, right now. We can start it over and over right here.
Really appreciate what you guys have done, Tammy, everybody else. Charlie with providing a CZ for me too, so I'm going to wear Depends definitely when I'm riding that bike today.
I have Wes, who's my kind of partner in crime on the show. He's never, ever, ever done motocross today. So if anybody sees this guy, he's number 54, please put your hand up, Wes. Roost him, okay? I want him to really feel pain today. He's riding my 1979 YZ400.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
That was fun, but I'm tired.
This is vintage motocross. This has taken it just a tad too far. 1961 matchless, isn't
That's
it?
just 600cc. They made 127 of them for Southern California for desert racing.
Okay.
So they're very rare, extremely rare actually.
It doesn't look like a bike with a lot of suspension.
3.5 on the rear, 7 on the front.
Good grief.
Yes.
And what's that like to ride around a motocross track?
Like riding a Harley Davidson around the track. It's just under 400 pounds.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, so it works you.
And you've got gear change on the opposite side?
It's yeah, it's British.
Yeah.
You know, they do everything backwards.
This is a 1973 CZ400, air cooled. These super large fins here are what actually cools the engine. No water cooling here, guys. Look to the back of the bike. Twin shocks. This was an era where motocross bikes were really still developing from the road bike. It is a motocross bike, but it's only got a little bit more suspension than a road bike.
Right here, right now, we can start it over. Right here, right now, it's time to say that you
like a man with lots of two-wheeled experience. Can you tell me a little bit about some of your exploits?
Well, I started racing in 1957, and I started riding they called TT Scrambles back in those days. There was no motocross, it was TT Scrambles.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I got drafted in the Army in 1958, and I stayed there for 2 years. I got out in 1960, and I started riding again.
Yeah.
And then I rode Ascot, a flat track
Wow.
at Ascot over in Gardena. I did that for 2 years. And then I decided I don't want to do that no more, so I went back into scrambles, and I rode scrambles ever since. And I made #1 in District 37 in 1967 and 68.
Wonderful.
On a Honda.
So what message would you say to somebody who's just thinking about getting involved in motorbikes? Would you tell them just to get on with it and do it, or what?
Well, that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. Just don't, think about it, do it.
Oh my goodness, now I am nervous. Look at all these fast guys on vintage bikes. Trouble awaits, I think. Right to the last corner, but I am exhausted.
Right here, right now. Right now. We can start it over. Yeah.
Robert, what are you doing here at Vintage Motocross, man?
I was at work. I was driving down a neighborhood. I saw something red in a trash can. Came around. It was a Husqvarna gas tank.
Oh, wow.
Went and asked the guy if I could have the gas tank. Said, not only can you have the gas tank, you can come back and take the whole pile of trash.
What?
I restored it, the whole bike.
Good grief.
Restored it, raced it, and I've been with Husqvarna ever since.
Wow. Awesome motorcycle, sir. Look at that. They don't make them like this anymore. How long have you had it? What's the history behind the bike?
Well, I used to race motocross, and I stopped at about 1980, and I started up again last year.
Oh, good grief.
I found this bike and did some race prep on it, and I come out and dice it up with the guys.
Yeah, fantastic. So, getting back on the bike last year, how was it getting back onto the track? Feel a bit rusty at the beginning?
Well, I rode this track, this is the second time here.
Uh-huh.
And that time was right after a little injury, so I was kind of going easy. Today I went a little bit harder and had some good racing with Gary Jones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But I've got something to tell you. These dreams I have, I wanna share with you. Then I'll have what it is that you will need me. And I'll get myself together. You will see I'll change for the better. Right here, right now. You can start it over. Right here, right now. It's time to say that you really want me right here, right now. You can start it over and over right here.
It actually hurt.
Yeah, I can see it hurt. So talk me through your crash at turn 1.
I don't know. I don't really know what happened. I think a bike hit me and just knocked me over.
Yeah.
And then I was laying on the ground, another bike ran over me.
Yes, but I can't change all those mistakes I made. You're about to see. Now we just keep on running around, and I just can't.
This is the Nissan Titan Pro 4X. Relatively short bed. Benefit of that, lots of space in the cab. Rides really well. Perfect for motocrossing.
Wanna see you and talk it over. Right here, right now. Can start it over right here, right now. It's time to say that you really want me right here, right now.
Wow, man, it's like a furnace in here. You've got any aircon? Oh. I stalled it, I crashed it, and then I ran into the back of a guy who was going super slow, smacked in the back of him, and stalled it again. That start is amazing.
Oh, it's so much fun. Get that thing away from me.